It's hard to believe that it is already the middle of January, but here we are, so let's take a look at what's going on in my garden. Starting with the farm stand, I have some plants that need to be removed. I have some other plants that are doing well, like leafy greens. I sowed some pansy and viola seeds in any empty spots, and I have some bolted bok choy in here, but the hummingbirds love it, so I'm keeping it for now. This sunflower I am keeping covered because I don't want the squirrels to take it. I know I'm petty, but they have already taken so much, and this sunflower was gorgeous, and I want to save the seeds from it to grow more of them. The artichoke plants are doing really well. They are getting taller every day. Unfortunately, the suckers that I pulled and tried to propagate did not take, but that could have been my bad because I didn't water them because we had so much rain, and then when the rain stopped, I probably should have checked on them more. I have some potatoes coming up in this grow bag right here. Potatoes are always exciting. I forget what kind I have in this bag, but I love them all. Shockingly, my dried flower patch is still kind of going, and we even have some new blooms here, which is great. It seems to be the straw flower that has lasted and is coming back, which is amazing. I still have a few tomato plants in my raised beds. We haven't had any frost yet this winter, so they are still hanging on. I removed most of my other tomato plants because they weren't doing well, but I kept the ones that had tons of flowers on them. Then I have my sweet pea flower seedlings in my raised beds to hopefully go over the trellis that I had my loofah on in the summer and fall. And the other day, I finally got some things transplanted. I got some spinach in, and then I got some corn salad, kale, and some of this kale is getting munched on by bugs, but they aren't decimated, so that's good. I also have some purple lady bok choy and super red romaine. All of the white stuff is diatomaceous earth and Sluggo Plus to keep these from getting destroyed. Over here, I have my Scilla seedling seed trays filled with soil ready to go for the next things I want to sow in the next few days. That's always exciting. Over here are some radishes that are almost ready to be harvested, and then my shishito pepper plants are still doing really well. I wanted to prune all of my pepper plants back, but they keep putting out new growth, so I'm just going to remove all of the yucky looking foliage and let them do their thing. Over here are some more pepper plants, and they are also doing really well. So again, I'll remove any bad looking foliage and just let the plants do their thing. The citrus trees are starting to ramp up and are doing nicely, and back here I have a flower patch. Right now it's mostly volunteer alyssum and forget-me-nots. I also have some more citrus back here. This is a variegated pink lemon and it's starting to get bigger, and I am really excited for this one. The fruit trees and bushes are starting to bud out, which feels early, but considering how warm it's been, I guess it makes sense. We have some gorgeous pineapple sage in bloom now too. This smells so good and tastes even better, and the hummingbirds love it too. My perennials are starting to come back, which is always nice to see. I am so excited to have some more fresh herbs readily available. I had my mulberry trees in 2 of these wine barrel planters, but I took them out because I decided that I wanted to up pot some of my citrus trees in the wine barrels instead. But I need to figure out a new home for the mulberries soon because they are starting to leaf out. My sweet peas are coming in nicely. I have a couple of different varieties, and I should probably harvest some of these. The garlic is coming along nicely. I have just regular garlic here in this grow bag, and then I have 1 clove of elephant garlic in this container here. And you can just see the massive size difference in the leaves. Things in the mini greenhouse are doing well. I have some things starting to germinate, and I am really happy with this greenhouse so far. I picked up these trellis panels from my Buy Nothing group last week. I am going to see if I can use these for my privacy screen. They may be lightweight enough to put directly on the fence, so we will see. I just don't want them to flop over. In the front yard, the daffodils have been in bloom, which is so fun to see, and I have my dwarf sunflowers, and then I have all of my volunteer poppies. Well, some I did sow, but they were different varieties, but I did not sow this many poppy seeds. I really can't wait to see what this looks like when it all blooms. And I also have so many nasturtium volunteers as well. The ranunculus corms have all seemed to sprout, and these are going to be so pretty when they bloom. This bougainvillea I cut way back and I was planning to dig it up and transplant it elsewhere, but I never got around to it and now it's starting to push out new growth. So maybe it'll stay here, maybe it won't, we'll see. Even though it's still winter, my garden here is doing just fine and things are waking up and I am just really excited for spring. Thanks for joining me on this little tour of my California garden.